Welcome again, Guardians, to another video. Today, I want to talk about doing bounties in Destiny 2. It seems really simple, but I've heard a lot from my friends, and I've even said it myself when getting started, that the bounties seem really hard and are really challenging to do with other Guardians around. So I want to give you some tips, some advice, and some things you can do to simplify the process. But, as you do, we go and we talk to Banshee. I already have his bounties with me, so we're gonna head out and try to take care of these bounties and as many other ones as we can. You see, I'm about to get the upgrade for the Ascendant Alloy and then get a cool exotic eventually. Shouldn't be too bad. And I already picked up the Zavala bounties, but we can go check this out as well. Cool thing about some of these bounties, they can actually be done outside of the Vanguard, which I'll also show you. This says Nightfall Strikes, this is Vanguard playlist, and Vanguard playlist. Sometimes you'll get like the grenade one, and sometimes the super kills will actually just be out in the open. So actually be sure to read your bounties. You never know that they could actually be easier than you originally thought. All right, so let's head out. So the first tip I have for just general bounties is to use lost sectors. On Europa, which is where I kind of like to do it, these little symbols here with the double arc dot is a lost sector. By learning where the lost sectors are, this will become a lot easier for you. So if you ever have a mission that's like defeat a specific type of enemy, you can pick a lost sector for your needs. So this is a Vex lost sector, this is a Fallen lost sector, and this is another Vex lost sector. So gonna go here, pick up some stuff from Varix, and shoot over to the lost sector. Almost every destination is going to have lost sectors on it. And lost sectors are really cool is because they're like instance like mini dungeons. So if you're playing alone and you feel like it's difficult to defeat and finish your stuff because there are other people around shooting them, if you go into a lost sector, you'll effectively be alone. And the lost sectors reset really quickly, so you can just loop through lost sectors constantly doing your bounties until they're all done. So here's Fallen finishers, Vex precision, machine gun, and a heroic public event. I'm gonna skip that for now because we're gonna do the things that we can do in lost sectors. This is out in the open and requires a bit more knowledge about public events to do the heroic ones, but usually the Guardians helping you can figure it out really quickly. And this one can't be too bad. Don't know if we'll do that one here in the video, but that's basically just says do stuff on Europa. All right, when you get to a lost sector, you'll actually notice the symbol will be on a wall somewhere. It won't usually be directly above it. Usually it'll be somewhere in front of it. So a more common place it would be like probably on a rock like this or a rock over here. And then you can usually follow it straight to the lost sector. Tab as a shortcut to check your bounties and anything you have, any quests you have equipped. Don't need kinetics, glaives, scouts, and sidearms. So kinetic is anything. There's a scout. I can add the glaive using the Destiny mobile app, or you can just make sure to pick it up before you head out. Let's see, do I actually sell you snipers? Let's see. Okay, snipers are for Leviathan. Let's see, I did some earlier on the Cosmodrome. Kinetic, glaive, scout. And kinetic can be anything in the first slot, so that's what kinetic is. These are your special weapons. Kinetic usually will always be top slot. Alright, so I also need to kill these guys with precision hits, and so that's gonna get a little tedious, so I'll just try to work my way through these bounties, and if we need to do it a second time, we'll do it a second time. All right, we don't usually need to go this far out to get the reset, but this should be a pretty good example. As somebody zooms into my lost sector, you'll notice they'll disappear eventually. I guess a little bit of insight on the machine gun one. It specifically asks for enemies defeated in groups with a machine gun in a lost sector. Obnoxiously kind of specific, but it basically just means rapidly defeating them. So you don't have to kill them all at once with a shot. It just means defeat 2 or more in really close proximity to one another. So if I shoot 1, shoot 2, shoot 3, that kind of counts towards what I'm trying to achieve. So you should be able to see it here that I won't kill them immediately. I'll just defeat them quickly and it should count. See? And it counts. Alright, so I have glaives and a few more lost sectors to do. I would recommend that you please not forget to go grab it at Banshee, otherwise you'll find yourself flying around a lot. But if you do, I actually use the DIM mobile app on my phone. It allows you to send stuff from your vault to your character. It's pretty dope. I've only learned about it actually recently, even though I've been playing the game since it came out. And this is a super great feature. It allows you to be a little sloppier with the way you the way you handle your business. So I'm gonna send this bad boy over. And then I'm gonna send his sidearm over. Let's see. How greedy can I be? Oh, I cannot be that greedy. I just sent over 2 exotics. Lamau. Shouldn't have taken that long. Upset about glaives. You can just beat people with them. Also, these orange bounties are actually from the helm. If you have the season pass for Season of Plunder, you can pick up these bounties, and most of them can be done anywhere in the destination tab. Okay, so I need 1 more lost sector. All right, and there you go. So you see the symbol's not always going to be right next to it, and so it's really good to be able to just keep your eye out and like look for it in more unconventional locations, because here you're going to see it and you basically have this entire cavern to search for your lost sector. But fortunately I've been playing the game for a while, so I know the lost sector is directly back here. I guess I forgot to mention, if you don't know how to do finishers, when the enemy's HP bar is low enough, they'll get this yellow dot above their head, and you'll have to look for whatever your key binding is for your finisher. But for me, I've set it to middle mouse, so I can middle mouse click them and a finisher will play. Right now I have it so it can play random finishers in your character screen. In the finisher tab, you can set them to favorites. I think you can only set a max of 4, so I can't oh snap, did I set all of them? Sick. So I guess you can set more than 4 now. Right, and as you can see in that one, we got lucky and we were able to actually get one of the planetary weapons. So we didn't need to do any of the specific missions from Varix. We just got lucky enough on one of the chests and we're able to be hit up with one of the unique weapons. So hopefully that was really helpful. Remember that by going to the destinations, you can look for the arcs on the map. There's a world where sometimes they aren't immediately findable, so maybe you have to unlock them first and then they'll appear on your map. But every destination has them. On Savathun's Throne World, you can see one here, and this one's being hid by the public event, but it's about right here. This one's mostly Hive, this one's Hive and Scorn, and this one's Hive and Scorn. Boone has a lot of them. Most of them Fallen. So Fallen. I believe that one's also Fallen. The K1Q Croters. And this is where we get to the cool part. Once you get really comfortable with these and your light level's high enough and you have some really cool gear, you can actually farm these for exotic gear. So I have the Syntheseps, which is a really strong melee damage output item. But you might not have the item. You may have seen earlier that I got lucky enough to get a drop of a exotic item, and that's not too uncommon. Like, it's pretty uncommon. It's not like never gonna happen for like several years kind of thing. But generally what you'll end up doing is you'll find a build you want to do, and then you will look for the master lost sector that week or that day, because it rotates daily, and you'll just go and you'll farm the gear that you want by doing the solo. You see the recommended light is 1570. You can play below 1570, but below 1570 it's going to be pretty difficult. But it's going to be pretty difficult basically no matter what happens. So for Vanguard, I unfortunately don't have a lot of like really awesome stuff to say. Because you have to do the specific playlists, you can't pick out a one-of-a-kind Vanguard to suit your needs. You're going to basically always have to deal with fighting over enemies. So the best you can do is just get more comfortable with playing the Vanguard type stuff. Find out where enemies spawn, like how to kind of take advantage of things your opponent's not paying attention to. I mean, your allies, your friends, they're your pals. Yep, nothing wrong here. Not fighting against other guardians for resources. Yeah, cut the tape. One of the things I kind of hope to show is that we all kind of have a lot of problems doing the Vanguard bounties, especially when you have teammates like this who are just, they seem like dead set on not working with you on this. Because that second part of that area could have had a lot more enemies if they just like chilled out a second, but they're just here to speed run it. So if you can get some friends to do this with, it's a lot more fun. The squad will usually be able to like meander around and like help each other out with getting your bounties done. But doing them solo kind of just looks like this. You're all trying to yoink what you can yoink. And now, like any good guardian, it's time to do our last duties of the day. Looking at the map, you can actually see who has stuff for you with the radiating and the stars. So you can check that out to make sure you don't miss anybody awesome and any of their good free stuff. So I'm gonna send you out with that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I was able to help you get a better grip on the bounties. They can be pretty rough once you get started, but once you get used to them, they're not too bad. Anyways, Guardians, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night.